Brimar. Haha. I love their logo. It's kind of like Batman-ish. Before we begin our show, I would like to invite you to my website, dubways.com. Sound samples? There is a sample pack that's coming up. I don't have a synthesizer. Half of this pack will have all of the improvements that we've done here, and you're probably going to hear some of the tube in there as well. So I'm quite excited to share that. Again, dubways.com. Your support is welcomed. Your support is highly appreciated. The other announcement that I need to make, which, believe it or not, took me quite a while to just troubleshoot myself, but this is 12HB7 tube, and whatever left with this guy, this cannot run 12HB7 tube. So please don't do this, because you most likely will fry the internals, or this just won't sound really good. So don't do that. So that was the announcement. I wanted to kind of like put everything on the table and see how, I'm just gonna bring you guys in, but it doesn't love opening packages. Okay, so we now have 7 tubes in total. It's gonna be a lot of testing. All right, I was preparing to start recording, and the trim pot, and it seems like it's just this cap fell off, which is amazing. So much for testing. The thing fell off. I mean, for fuck's sake, like, really? This is not safe anymore for some of the tubes that I got. A tube pilot without trim pot, huh? Maybe that's what it wants. Maybe we'll just like super glue it. I mean, sounds like a plan, right? What could go wrong? All right, let's just do like a test practice run. So about here, it's completely off. This is the kind of thing that you just want to go to the factory and just choke somebody for this. It's an industrial super glue, of course. Whoa, that was a lot of glue. Oh man, come on. Got stuck to my hands. This is the worst. I mean, this is going to be permanent. There's nothing else we can do. All right, so this is what I ended up with. Let's see how it works. I forgot to tell you guys that I'm running preamp on max volume, and that's not how it's supposed to be, of course. So there's a way to troubleshoot that. I have just a sample running, and you basically need to get to minus 6 dB on the mixer. So we have a little bit of a sound going, and as you can see on the output, we're running pretty hot. So let's take a look. It's supposed to reach minus 6, which is kind of, we're already there. All right, let me check with the manual. Halfway. Like, okay. Give me minute. This is the default, right? They say put it at 12 o'clock, right? Halfway. Look, I'm spinning it. Okay, 12 o'clock. Do you think this is halfway? Look, this is max. How is this halfway? Halfway would be horizontal line. This would be halfway. Unless they say that this is supposed to be this way, then I could understand that this is 12 o'clock. But there is no indication here. And this pisses me off right now because I am getting confused by their manual and by ChatGPT. And what 12 o'clock? Where's the clock? Whose designed clock is this? Seriously, like when you read this and you don't have a guitar, you enter a rage mode instantly because you have no idea what they're talking about. This would have been this 12 o'clock is better than whatever the 12 o'clock they're probably describing. I like this. Yeah, this is what we're going to end up having, okay? So I lowered the volume here. From my perspective, this is 12 o'clock, but it is less. It's not maxed out anymore. Mixer is stable. There's no changes here. Just the volume is still within range, but it's maybe half a dB a little bit up. Okay, so now that we have this, we're good to go with the 2 Pilot. Hopefully this works. I mean it. Add EQ on the mixer. I'm pretty pissed off right now. I'll switch between them just to get a sense of how the other takes sound. Yeah, the max setting, I don't think it picked up. I think that going over it just maybe pushed it to a fail-safe. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe you understand the 2 Pilot more electrically, but it sounds like it. Yeah, it's interesting. So let's hear JJ. JJ is definitely louder or has a bigger stage, but it also has a really like farty fuzz, if you will. Notice the fuzz in 12AX7, even when it's quieter. It's growly and follows the sound. Here, it's just like a static. Yeah, it definitely has more presence, the JJ. I like it. But again and again, I keep listening to 12AX7 and it just sounds melodically more like in tune, if you will. It sounds to me like a plasma pedal, right when the voltage kind of kicks in and starts to kind of bite. The JJ is interesting. As you can see between the all three takes, there's almost no difference. It's extremely stable, and it seems like it doesn't really care whether it's on most minimum or it's on most maximum. I can't really tell you what's happening on the most max setting there. I would rule that one out. What if you just take this completely out and slap some kind of magnet over it? You know, like a neodymium. This would be much, much more than I thought. Look, this is as far as you can go on the trim pod. So you wouldn't be at 100, you'd be at 110. Now that I'm looking at this, like the side of it, it did melt a little bit. There's a rail, and even a little bit of glue could mess up how this works. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of it. So what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna try to like kind of scrape this. I know this is not something that you should probably do in any sense. It's gonna be arching. It's gonna be everything's gonna be arching here. And this is really custom mod for sure here. It's gotta be the worst possible repair in the world. This reminds me like Louis Rossman. Probably would have been extremely disappointed right now. Let's move on to electro harmonics. This tube came from Valve, so let's give it a shot. Sounds very flat in comparison to JJ, but very similar in tone. See, it's almost impossible to like, it's like you're transitioning, it's like crossfade, but it's like you killed the low end and you boosted it back up. As you can see, the electro harmonics tube and JJ's harmonically are almost identical, and the electro harmonics tube sounds flattish. Round 2, which was supposed to be the most max, the crazy max, we have almost no difference between it and the lowest preset. So it kind of tells me that there is perhaps a failsafe. So now we going to check out Muller. Let's see how Muller sounds. it sounds by far probably the weakest, but there's a little bit of a strange behavior in round 1. This was on the most minimum setting and it sounds the most loudest. And this could be a difference in how the drive was set. And that could be what we're seeing here is that maybe on the first take, it was just a touch. There was a touch more drive and it lifted all the harmonics, but it just sounds very fuzzy. Sounds very similar to electro harmonics. Yeah, they're basically the same, but there's a huge difference between both of them and JJ. Okay, so I think this is a good first round. Hopefully we were able to get into perspective of how everything sounds. So for round 2, I'm going to ditch electro harmonics and Muller tubes. We've heard that they're basically the same on that 2 o'clock setting, and harmonically they're very similar to JJ tube, but they're struggling. So there's no point of hearing them out further on. They're eliminated on, and so we are between the JJ and the original tube. So let's do that. There's a big difference in file size. For the JJ, you have 48 megabytes, and for 12x7, it's only 12. 3 times more information being written down. It's pretty interesting. So there we go, guys. We have a head-to-head between the original 12x7 and JJ's 5157. For 12 megabytes, this sounds pretty awesome. Let's hear the JJ and see what this is all about. Definitely sounded like bigger, but you could hear that the fuzz was grabbing it, and I couldn't quite tune it out. There were certain parts, but not as clean as the other tube. So let's hear them side by side. So I'm just going to quick flip between the two and see. So we'll start with the 12IX and just flip between the two. they sound really, especially towards the end, they sound pretty close to each other. I get it to JJ, it's just bigger, like, overall. It's like this part here and this part almost identical. Let me just could see, maybe I could just crop this and then do that. It might not sound the same, but let's take a look. Right? It just sounds almost the same. But I do... No, it's like, I swear, like every time I do like something, it's like when I try and record, there's some kind of construction of whatever happens. So there's definitely a good sweet spot in 12x7. It just sounds so beautiful in this part. This was around 8 o'clock. You cannot get this anywhere else. This growling is really catchy. I have to give it to it. Man, this is tough. Can we like splice the two tubes and put it in a tube pilot? Because right now I can't decide which one is which. I mean, which one is which one is better. Let me apply like a basic filter here. So I'm gonna put the original tube back. Yeah, sounds really good. I know because I tested it. You know, of all the people, like I could vouch for that. All right, tube pilot. Hold on, because I can't even put this tube back anymore.